afternoon everybody and welcome to Crafty Clegs. My name is Jeanette and today I'm coming to you from the northwest of England where I live with my husband Timothy and our little shih tzu Zach, and today is Saturday the 3rd of February 2024. The weather dull, overcast, but a lot warmer than it was last week. I think it's around about 10 degrees. I think it was 11 last week, but for some reason it was freezing. We had a lot of high winds. Oh yeah, it was awful. But today it doesn't feel bad at all. Been out for a walk, and yeah, it's not nice. It's dull and miserable and typical February morning, I guess, when we went out. But yeah, can't complain. Right, so I am a day late, so I do apologise for that, but yeah, yesterday life just got in the way and it wasn't possible, so here I am today. This week, what can I tell you what we've been up to this week? We've actually had quite a quiet week, not really been up to, well, anything exciting. So, where did I last finish with? Oh, yeah, so last week I podcast on the Friday, I think, and I was going to the craft fair in York on Sunday. Well, Tim took me to the craft fair in York, and it wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I expected. I've never been to a paper crafting fair before, so I don't know what I expected. But it was mainly for card makers, which was fine. I got some, I mean, we had a lovely day. We enjoyed ourselves. We had a nice ride out. We had something to eat, and it was lovely. It's not that we didn't have a nice day. We did, but I don't know what I expected. I thought I would go and there'd be lots of junk journaling things there, and like Tim said when we was coming home, junk journaling is junk. They don't sell junk. And it's quite right. Isn't it funny how you get something in your mind of what you expect and it's completely the opposite? Anyway, like I say, I got some really quite good ideas from there. Tim bought me a scoreboard, which if you're not a paper crafter, you won't know. So sorry to bore you with this, but it's literally a board with lines down. So you can take your scoring tool and score it, which makes card and papers fold easier. And I got a few bits and pieces, but nothing ribbons and stickers and stuff like that. But yeah, we had a really, really nice day out. But like I say, it wasn't what I expected. I certainly didn't do any filming. I was going to put a little bit of a snippet in at the end, but it was so busy. It just wasn't possible for me to film. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you go to these places and it's a nice quiet time and they don't mind you filming, but it was just crazy. So yeah, I wasn't getting my camera out whilst we were there. What else have we done this week? We have been to Costco. Tim has had new glasses this week, so they was ready. So we went to Costco, got his new glasses, and he looks very smart. I must admit, I really do like them. They're a bit Harry Potter style. Very, very nice. What else? We've done the norm, weekly shopping. But I don't think we've done very much this week. No, we haven't. I was going to say we went somewhere else, but we didn't. I've booked the dog in to have a groom. But yeah, we've done. It's been mostly this week. Oh, I've had a FaceTime with lovely Karen from Stitches and Jacks, so that was nice. I've had a nice catch up with Karen. And Tim has been quite busy this week winding yarn. I'll tell you about that towards the end when I've got a little bit of shop update news. But we last year, if you was around last year, you'll know, we did at Easter. We did like a little Easter treat, and it was self-striping yarn for socks, and I think there was a bag and a treat and things like that. Well, we're going to do something similar this year, but I don't think we're going to do a kit because part of what I did last year, I just can't get hold of. I've tried for a couple of months now and I just can't get hold of it. So I think we're just going to put bags and yarn in the shop. But I will show you that later, but that won't be till next month. Now, before I forget, I must tell you, there will not be a podcast next week because next Friday, so excited, looking forward to this beyond. We are going to visit Katie. Tim and I and the dog, we're all going down on Friday and we're going to visit Katie. Justina, her wife, is going to a let me get this right. Is it a festival? It might be a festival. It might be a concert. I'm not sure. And it wasn't Katie's cup of tea. So Justina's going with some friends. So Katie's going to be on her own for the weekend. So she said, do you want to come down? And we said, yes, please. So we are going down to Katie's next week. On Saturday, we're going out for the day to the bird sanctuary, which I'm really looking forward to, then going out for dinner. And then on Sunday, we'll probably just have a wander around Frome, have Sunday lunch, and then we're coming home Monday. So yeah, there won't be any podcast next week. But having said that, I will do a little bit of vlogging. Now, I'm not sure if I will upload it every day, like Friday, Saturday and Sunday, or whether I'll upload it all at once when I come home on the Monday. I will actually try to do it daily because it's easier for me, that. So yeah, there won't be any podcast next week, but there might be a little miniature vlog, Friday to Monday. Anyway, with all that out the way, let's get going. So I have got one finished item, three things in the making, and that's it. A little bit of shop update, and that is it, because you all know that I've been having trouble with my shoulder. Well, you'll be pleased to know it is so much better. I haven't done hardly any crocheting again. I am trying to really behave, but when I went to the doctors, they gave me exercises and such things to do. I haven't had my x-ray. Excuse me, I haven't got that yet, but I suppose that'll come. But I do think, I have spoken to the doctor, and we do think it's a repetitive strain injury. Under my arm is so much better, my shoulder's so much better, but she gave me all these exercises to do. And I have to say, it's made a massive difference, as well as not crocheting. She did say that to me. I mean, I have done some crocheting, but I've tried to steer away from the very, very small hook, because I think that's what gives me the pain. Anyway, so without further ado, let me show you what I've been doing. So, last week I showed to you that I wanted to have a new pincushion. Well, I found some fabric with red polka, no, it was red with white polka dots anyway. I changed my mind. There's a shock. Oh, before I go any further, let me tell you as well, I've had my hair cut. I don't know if you can tell, I've had it shaped here. It does look, it's strange, isn't it? I've had loads, well, not loads, but, you know, lobbed off it, and yet it looks, to me it does, it looks longer. I've not had my colour done yet, but I'm going to get that done in a couple of weeks, or I might do it at home. Anyway, I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, I've had my hair done as well. So back to the mushrooms that I was making. So I showed you some fabric last week, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. I want to be able to, I'm making some of these, but as a pincushion, and I want to make a couple, one for me and one for a friend. And I don't know, I just didn't fancy it with the white on. I either wanted to put my own French knots in it, or maybe a little bit of beading. Anyway, so here's the first one that I did. They're not stuffed yet, so I've made the first one. I've just found some plain red fabric. This is just a cotton fabric, and then this is just like a calico, can't get my words out, just like a calico. I can tell you what to do because it's a free pattern. I did leave the link to it in last week's video, so if you go over there you will be able to find the lady, and there is she sort of gives you a free pattern and then sort of runs you through on one of her videos how to make it. So you sew the top of the mushroom and the bottom of the mushroom together, and then you make a slit there, stuff it. You gather the top on that, gather the bottom on there, and then you sew this to this, like this, and then you get this here. So this one is for my friend, and I made one for me. And again, I'm at that stage where I'm a little bit further on mine. So this is my bottom, or the stalk of the mushroom. But then I found a tiny, look at that, a tiny little bit of red velvet that I had left from Christmas. So I decided to do mine in that, because what I'm going to do, I am going to put bright white beads on this. I have stuffed mine. It looks very, very untidy like that. But once you've constructed it and you've whip stitched, you put the stalk into there and whip stitched it, you can't see any of that. And then I need to buy, or I might actually steal one from downstairs. I've got like a little pot of, and I don't know how to say that, is it pot puree? You know, with all the smelly bits in. And I actually have a pine cone in there. So I want this, on my pincushion, I want this next to a pine cone. And then this week I have tried, so this is how far I've got with my mushrooms. So I want the mushroom on the wooden base. I want my mushrooms, a pine cone, and then I'm going to get some of the faux greenery. And I've tried to crochet a frog. Oh my word. I'll put a picture up of it here. It's only small and it frustrated me so much. I can't tell you. I tried it about 4 times. Now, as you know, if you've been around here a long time, I make a lot of amigurumi. And I can 99.9% of the time understand the amigurumi patterns. Well, I just couldn't get my head around this. But I said to Tim when I was doing it, I was almost in tears with frustration. How ridiculous is that? He said, for goodness sake, just put it down. Well, I can't tell you how mad I were. I actually swore. That's how mad I was. But it is tiny and it is difficult to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up an hook size, and I'm going to go up a yarn size. I was using Drops alpaca, which is very, very thin. And it's very, very thin, very fine, and it's got like a fluff on it, so it's difficult to work with. So I'm going to try it in crochet, and I wanted it to sit on my toadstool. So we'll see. Watch this space to see if they get done. I'd like to do the same for my friend. I'm not sure if I can do one frog and I can do it easily enough, then I'll do it on here. So yeah, watch this space. In a couple of weeks when I come back, there might be 2 pincushions with toadstool, with frogs very happily sat on the mushrooms. Who knows? So that's how far I've got with them. Not very far, but that was because I wanted to concentrate on something else. So let me get this. Oh, sorry. Let me just get this to show you, because this is something else that I've been working on. Now, I showed this to you last week, and I did say to you, I didn't think that it would be the yarn that I wanted to use for these. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to ever get 24 sweaters, and it's the Anna and Carlos at Christmas Advent. Bear with me 1 second while I show you. So, if you remember, I showed you these sweaters last week. Well, what a week I've had with these as well. So, first of all, I tried the Drops Charisma, which I showed you last week, which I thought was far too thick. Thought it was far too thick. It's a double knit, but it's quite a thick double knit. And I'd finished the sweater maybe halfway up, and it was just that thick. It just didn't blend well with the item that I was knitting. And then one of my subscribers from last week had said, why don't you try some of your Toft? I've got loads and loads of Toft left over from all the things that I've done. So I got some of my Toft DK out and tried that. That didn't work. It just wasn't feeling right. And I was struggling because I couldn't see the charts. I said to you last week, I'm not big into, it's not that I'm not big into them, I've not done a lot. So this is the chart, and I just couldn't see it properly. At night time, when I was sat there knitting, I've got my light at the side of my chair, but I was still struggling. So Tim very kindly blew it up for me, so I could see it a lot better. So this is what he did. So this is the sweater, and that is the sleeves. Anyway, once he'd blown it up for me, and I'd got the right yarn, I was away. I was really pleased. Now, I've only done the sweater body. I have not got to do the arms yet, because like a typical crochet, crafter. I've been doing a bit of everything. Now, the yarn that I'm using will come as no shock to you, I'm sure, because you know what I'm like with this yarn. So this is what I tried. I tried this, my Toft DK, and I tried it in red and white. Oh, that didn't work neither. That was chunky. Well, it felt like it was chunky. So I decided to do it on my 9-inch circular needles, and these are Lang. They're really, really nice needles, these. I used a 3mm, and I'm not changing my needle size. I'm doing everything on 3mm. Because I decided, for goodness sake, Jeanette, they're Advents. It doesn't matter. You're not making, 24 sweaters for somebody to wear. It doesn't matter. If they all come out different sizes, does it matter? Anyway, so I'm knitting it on the Lang 9-inch circular needle. And like I said, come as no surprise. Sheepy stonewash, red and white, perfect. Perfect size, perfect tension, or it felt right. That's all I'm going to say. I know nothing really about tension, but it just felt right. So here is my sweater, and I couldn't be happier with it. So you finish off, well, I'm not telling you what to do because it's paid for pattern. Anyway, I'm now onto the sleeves. So I've not started the sleeves yet. These are the 9-inch circular needles. These are my needle stoppers. Lovely Laura, Karen's daughter from Stitches and Jacks, bought me these when we went to Yarndale last year. And that's something else I want to tell you after. So this is how far I am. And I'm actually really, really pleased with it. So what I'm going to try and do this weekend is just try to do the sleeves and construct the sweater. Because this bit here was really easy. I didn't find it difficult at all because it was on circular needles, just kept going round and round and round. Intarsia, is not difficult in the round. Let me show you though. I was so pleased. Look at my floats. Oh, aren't they neat? To say I am not a massive knitter, and I'm not. I used to knit a lot before I taught myself how to crochet. But I hardly do it anymore, and I very rarely did anything complicated like this. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. That is my number one Arnie and Carlos Advent sweater. So I've only got another, when I've done this, I've only got another 23 to go. But I started soon enough, didn't I? I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. It's like Tim said, no pressure, just pleasure. Because it should be. It's not, if I don't do them this year, I don't mind. Or if I only get half of them done this year, I don't mind. And if maybe I only ever do 12, I don't mind. The fact that I'm enjoying them whilst I'm doing it, to me, is what matters. So that is, I was working on that. And I mean, it doesn't look much that, but I've made 3 of those sweaters this week up to that point. Well, no, not quite up to that point, just below that point. But I actually have made 3 of those because I was trying all different yarns. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that one now. So we're away with that. We sorted that out. That's in my mushroom bag that Karen made for me. So there's that. And then last week, if you remember, I said that I wanted to make Tim a sweater. Well, we went back to the yarn shop. We chose a pattern and yarn, and I'm doing it. I cast it on the other day, and I've told him, do not peck at my head and stress me out. When's my sweater going to be finished? When's my sweater going to be finished? Because I don't know how long, again, I don't know how long this is going to take me. But let me show you. This is, first of all, I'll show you what wool I'm using, and then, I'll show you the pattern first. So, here's the pattern. It's a commercial pattern, because a lot of people had said in the last podcast, or the one before that, I can't remember, that doing an adult sweater in the round would probably be very heavy for my shoulders. So, I took that advice, and I've decided to do it flat, and then I'll just seam them together when it's done. So here is what is having this one. So the pattern on it is not too bad. The cabling's only up the front. It's a drop sleeve, which is easy to do, isn't it? because this is what I was worried about. I was worried at trying to keep pattern and then decreasing, because I'm not good at that. So this is a drop sleeve, so that might not be as bad. And I have got, the local yarn shop said she will help me if I'm in any need of help. And Karen does a lot of, my friend does an awful lot of knitting. She knits a lot for her grandchildren, so she could help me out as well. So that's the one we're doing. I am doing it in the King Cole Fashion yarn, and this is Fashion Aran. It is, excuse me, 68% acrylic, 30% wool and 2% viscose, and it's done in the Fashion yarn. It is shade 631 and it's called Jura, Jura, and it's, oh, you don't need the dial-up. So yeah, and here is the yarn. Wait till you see the size of this ball. Have you ever seen a ball of wool? I mean, I've used these before. I've made a couple of Aran blankets. I've crocheted a couple of Aran blankets in these. It's a really, really nice yarn. So this is what Tim chose. It's like it's actually good true colour, that. The red and the speckles, the red in the yellow speckles are coming up quite bright. They're not actually that bright. And this is how far I've got. Not very far, but for me this is good. I have done the rib. And I actually really, let me just turn my toadstool round. That's my showing me which is the right and wrong side. It don't want to sit right, but you do as you're told. They are. They're lovely then. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. So I put it down last night. I did some on this last night, and I put it down last night because it was about 10:30. Tim and I had had a glass of wine, and I thought, I'm not even starting the pattern. It's being put down, and I'll pick it back up again tonight. I've decided that I'm going to try and do an hour on it every day. Because some days I do craft a lot, you know, when the weather's rubbishy and stuff like that, and we don't go out very far and all my jobs are done. I do sometimes sit down for 3 hours a day and do some crafting. So yeah, so I'm at the point now where his rib's all done, and I'm ready to start the pattern. I've got one of my needle stoppers on there. This is an Erdy cow, and I've got these in stock. I'm having these in my shop. I ummed and ahed about them anyway. I decided to go for it, so I'll tell you about that in a minute. So that is that. And then while I was there, I couldn't resist this pattern. It's a Sirdar pattern, and it's, just in case anybody wants it, it's an easy crochet pattern, and the number is 10728, and it's a Sirdar pattern, and it's done in the jewel spun. But look at that tunic. Isn't that lovely? And the lady in the shop said to me, it's so easy to do. She said it literally is just 2 big granny squares that's attached at the top. Can you see that? It's attached right at the top. I think that is a treble. And that's it. Oh, and I said to Tim, I really like that for the summer over my jeans. Anyway, I just bought the pattern. She allowed me to just buy the pattern. And it's done in, I think it's a chunk. Oh no, it's an Aran. It's done in an Aran weight. But I do like the variegated colours like that. So I might be doing that as well soon. Anyway, I've got that much I want to do. It's ridiculous. But I say this every week, don't I? But I don't care. I love it. Right, let me show you what I finished. So last week I showed you a picture of, I hadn't started it, but I finished it. I showed you a picture of the bunny Ellie. And I finished it. Oh, it was such a fun make. And again, if you want the pattern to this, it is in my video from last week. The link is there if you want to head on over to last week, and you'll find it there. I used, oh, excuse me, I used the Rico, is it Rico? Yeah, Chenille Love, and I bought one of each, one ball of each. So I used this for the body, and then this for all the accent. And can you believe it? I run out of this, and all I needed to do was, I'll show you now. Oh, wait till you see it. I love it. Oh, isn't it adorable? I run out of wool to do one of these pom-poms on the end of her hat. But she just had to have the pom-poms. It's such a good make, and because it was nice and thick chunky yarn, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother my shoulder at all. I made it in a couple of days. I've made this for, I'm not going to say who it's for, but I've made this for somebody as a gift for Easter. So this is it, because I thought the bunnies, that'd be nice, that for Easter. So she's got a bunny ears and she's got a bunny slippers on. She's got a pom-pom on her hat and a bunny tail on a nappy. Oh my goodness, I just love it. I really, really enjoyed it. I'd quite like to make another one, but maybe do a brighter colour. I don't know. Maybe do a brighter colour in this. And I also said to Tim, I bet this, me again with my miniatures, I bet this would be lovely done in a really small yarn, a very, very thin yarn. I do a lot of, look at this, where's this? Which one? This is the one I made. Let me just show you this. I love making tiny things like that. Oh, is that not adorable? I love them. I've got a few patterns of them. And that's knitted, so it wouldn't hurt me so much. Yeah, so I said to Tim, I bet this is lovely in smaller yarn. So she is, she's called Ellie. She's made with a chunky chenille. Like I say, really, really easy. The pattern is very, very easy to follow. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than she's just so cuddly, so cute. So I need to now find a nice big gift box to put her in, and get her ready for a recipient, the person who I'm giving it to, for a Easter treat. So that this week is my only finished item. I have actually made another thing for a gift, but I know that the person who I made it for will watch, so I can't really show it to you, but I'm dying to show it to you because I love it, absolutely love it, but I can't show it to you until I've gifted it to her. So what I will do, I will gift this item that I've made, take a picture before I do, and then when she's got it, I'll show you next time. So yeah, so that's the only thing that I've finished. So I've got, you know, quite a bit done thinking about it this week. It's just that it didn't seem, when I was getting ready to podcast, it just didn't seem that I'd got a lot to show you. Right, so that's it really for this week. Unless you want to stick around for shop news, which I'm going to explain now. So if not, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as it does help my little channel grow. And have a lovely weekend with lots of crafting, and I shall see you in a couple of weeks. Okay, take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Right, everybody, let me show you. So I said to you before we was doing the yarn. Tim, last year, if you're new to the channel, we do every now and then some yarn dyeing, not very often, and we mainly do it because we love it. We mainly do it in the summertime really, because it's really easy to dry outside. But last Easter, Tim decided to do some self-striping yarn. Self-striping yarn is a lovely yarn, but it's an awful lot of work. It's taken us a good part of 2 days this week just to get the yarn and wind it in a state of ready to dye, because you have to unwind it. Oh, it's very complicated. I don't do it all, Tim does it. Anyway, this year he is dyeing again the Cadbury's Cream Egg. So this is the cream egg. That's the colours, and here is the yarn. I think he did such a brilliant job. Do you not think? Look at the colour on that. So yeah, so this is the yarn that is going to dye, and I've got, I've ordered, excuse me one second, it's exactly the same fabric that I used last year, and it's fabric with cream eggs on. It literally has got Cadbury's cream eggs on it, but I've ordered it in 2 different colours this year. So we are going to do that. But I don't know when them, like I said, I'm not sure when they'll be in the shop. I would imagine it'll be end of this month, towards the end of this month, the beginning of March, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Easter's quite early this year. I'm sure it's at the end of March. So yeah, we will have these in the shop with the bags. So that's the first thing. I've got no bags to show you because they're over there half constructed, and I don't really want to show me half constructed. But I have got some more of that fabric that I did a couple of weeks ago that everybody loved, the knitting fabric. I've got another piece that I bought from, can't remember where I got this one from, but I've got another piece that I'm going to make some bags. I've got some patchwork that I'm doing that I'm going to do some notions pouches in, and I've got lots of new things to put in your notions pouch. And I've wanted to stock these for a while and ummed and ahed about it, and I thought, no, I am going to. So I have decided to stock the silicone needle protectors. Anyway, they all arrived this week. I ordered them on, I think it was Monday I ordered them, and they came on Thursday, and I couldn't be happier. I will put some pictures in at the end because I haven't got them all here because I'd started taking photographs of them. So I will put some pictures in at the end, and you can see the ones that I've taken pictures of, but I've got some here to show you. So you've just seen that I have got this, I'll just show you one, but they do come in pairs. So there's the that's not Erdy, is it? The Highland cow, that's the Highland cow. And like I said, they do come in sets. We've got that colour, and then we've got the lighter colour. Oh, I love these. I've got a pair of these on at the moment. I've taken a few pair out. I didn't tell Tim. I said to Tim, oh, those are nice. So I've taken a pair of these out. Leaves. I love the leaves. So I've got them on a project. And then we've got daisies. Now, I love these. So we've got the pink daisies. And then we've got traditional white and yellow daisy. Oh, isn't it lovely, that? I love daisies. I used to have a tattoo here of a daisy before I had my ball of wool put there. Then we've got the yellow and the brown. And finally, we have the mauve and the taupe. And that's it. But for the stitch markers, but I have found, and I don't know if I'll be able to make any bags out of this, I have found whilst I've been clearing out, because we're having a massive big clear out, not of the, how can I explain this, of stuff. I'm having a clear out of stuff. I've got rid of a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff to get rid of, but yeah, I'm trying to make my room a more welcoming, my craft room. I'm trying to make it a more, it's very welcoming anyway, don't get me wrong, but I'd like somewhere to sit. I've got, can you see there, I've got a little TV. I'd love to come up and watch my podcasts, have a comfy chair. So yeah, I'm in the middle of moving it all around. Well, I have found in my stash, look at this piece of fabric. I forgot I'd bought this. It's faux fur, it's not real, it's all synthetic. But yeah, I saw that and I thought, I would quite like to make a notions pouch or a little bag out of that. It's quite a big piece. So yeah, I'll probably be able to get. So I might have some of these in the shop. I might not. Depends. Depends how hard it is to work with. Yeah, we'll see. But I might have some of them in the shop. Anyway, that's that. Got nothing else to tell you. Tomorrow, I've got all fluff up me now. Tomorrow, we're going to, visit Tim's son. He wants him, there's something going on at the house with one of the garden gates. So Tim is going over to help him repair it. So obviously I'll go over with him and see the girls and Catherine. what we're doing next week. I don't think we're doing very much next week. I don't know what we're doing on Tuesday. Tuesday is our anniversary, so we will be doing something. We usually go out and have something to eat. I don't know if there's anything on at the cinema. I might fancy the cinema. And then the rest of the week will just be probably shop update. I don't know when the shop update's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be... I think more realistically it's going to be next Friday because, yeah, I've still got quite a lot to do and I'm not rushing. I'd rather not rush. I'd rather do it and get it done right. So, yeah, realistically it looks like it might be next week. Possibly Thursday, maybe Friday, I don't know. But watch this space. So, yeah, I'll have to get all that organised. We'll have to get ready to go to Katie's. We are setting off Friday morning. Yeah, and so that's all I've got to tell you. Nothing else. Yeah. So I'm going to go. I hope you all have, again, like I said before, a lovely weekend with some crafting time. And yeah, and I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye.